video, is it on? Because I can't see all the panelists here.
We can see you.
Okay.
I can,
cool. Yeah.
But you should be able to see it. Why not?
Yeah. Frankie, we can see you clearly.
Yeah, because it's spotlighted, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed that, Gurpreet, you had circulated a different backdrop yesterday. And Peter and I have the new backdrop, but Devendra and Frankie have the old one.
Yeah, that's
So
okay.
you have a new one?
Oh, I can
In the
hardly make
email.
out actually. Okay.
In the email, yes.
All right. I did not notice. Okay.
I was not aware of that.
Don't worry, Asim. We will ensure that people are glued to us rather than the screen. It shows in the
Yeah, it's
background.
okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
so it's absolutely okay.
yeah, I'm not changing right now.
Same here.
So 3 o'clock, Gurpreet, do you
Yeah.
want to give another few minutes for people to join it?
Yeah, just give me, yeah, I guess so. I'll just kind of tell the people we'll start in 2 minutes.
Customary in India is 5 minutes. उसके बिना कुछ नहीं होता. Yeah, 3 o'clock means 3:05. And we were talking about it to friends, and they said actually people are coming off another call, which ends at 3. So they walk to the bathroom, walk back, and they log in at 3:05, which makes sense.
Good afternoon, people who've joined in. Thanks a lot for being there. And obviously, you are the punctual ones, and I appreciate your coming in. I hope you had a good lunch and have a coffee in your hands. We will just give us a few more seconds to get some people coming in wanting to log in. We'll start in a minute or so.
But Gurpreet, I must appreciate your initiative. Just a few years ago, I wouldn't have dreamt that I would be on a call with other panelists, all of us are working day in, day out in a something that impacts the climate in our own small way. And just being part of this is such a good feeling.
Thank you, Asim. I hope all of us can share and learn something from here. So
No, I completely resonate. I think in Kimberly Clark's history, this is the first time that we are participating in such kind of an event. And really kudos to you, Gurpreet, and your team for really thinking about this kind of a webinar where all of us could come together and talk about sustainability, which is something which is very, very important and touches everybody and each one of our lives. So thank you so much.
And we at Tack Innovations, so we are a team of about 10, 12 people who work on this. And we've been working on this for a very long time. And we kind of take pride in our engagement with most of our people we meet. Rotates around the fact that, we really want to make that difference. Even within our organization, we make sure that, all the people who come into the office practice what we say. Even with the customers, our first pitch is typically what are you doing about the environment? And we will continue to work like this, and hopefully you will see a lot more of these initiatives in the near future.
And Gurpreet, your role as the last mile bridger is literally the most important, because a lot of us are working on technologies, on initiatives, on products, but the ability to take it to market in a quick and scalable way is really what you are about, and it's really appreciated.
So I'll second that, absolutely in concord. So what is also important at the same time, Gurpreet, is that the whole basket that you're carrying is sustainability is one part of it, and then you say that everything that I carry is all green or sustainable. That is how you are seen in the market. That gives us an opportunity to reach out to your customers, and hence it's a great initiative. Absolutely.
Um, so people who joined
So,
in, I we are ready to start. All our speakers are on board. We have. I hope you can hear us clearly and you can see us all also. Uh, so if I have the permission of the panel, can I start now?
Go ahead.
go right ahead.
We have 31 participants, about 25 minus. Not bad.
So we did our EcoShift webinar 1.0 about a few weeks ago, and we did this initiative where we had 3 different speakers covering different aspects on sustainability. We had the CEO of Boone, which is a water company, which is basically endeavoring to clear plastic from this earth. And we had Mr. Kshitij from Cesar, who's a specialist and a scientist who works with enzymes and microbes. We had a speaker from 3M who talked about chemical-free cleaning and also dust control, etc. in premises. The first webinar basically was focused on solutions which affect and can be used in offices without, too much jargon. Things were kept very simple. We hope in the webinar 2.0 also, we continue to work like that. We will have on board 4 people. So I will call them 4 doctors. These doctors typically are the people who are going to help us heal our earth, which is not doing too well. So our initiative today will be if these 4 speakers can share their wisdom and knowledge, and you can learn a few of the techniques and simple basic stuff which could make your facilities more sustainable, more eco-friendly, or more green. All these 4 people who are here put together will have over 100 years of man-years experience, and I hope that they will learn, and we hope we make an impact at your places. Our endeavor today is to talk on a few aspects which typically most of you are getting exposed to and probably also have the needs. We're talking about energy saving. We're talking about lead and sustainable ways to handle hygiene in offices. We're talking about odor control, composting, and cleaning in premises using natural cleaners. We're talking about making urinals waterless. We're talking about plants, which basically can make your premises cooler, your air cleaner. So our idea here is, what is it that we can do to reduce the burden on the water reserves that we have, on what we can do to reduce our burden on the landfills, on the fossil fuels, and the air quality. Our idea is very basic, and I guess all of us agree we need to make the future generations live better. We give them a better earth than we got. So our 2.0 today is going to be talking about aspects which are dear and close to most of us. I will take a minute to introduce the speakers today. Our first speaker for today is Peter Stallone. He is the head of the thin film films of Saint-Gobain. He handles Europe, Middle East, and Asia. He's been working with Saint-Gobain for over 14 years, and he's a major in physics. He is a specialist in not only handling heat control films, but he also handles safety films, anti-vandalism films, and lo and behold, but also another initiative which Saint-Gobain has taken, which is about preventing bird hits in buildings. Today, our focus will be on solar energy injection in buildings. to help you reduce your energy bills. If I could ask Peter to start his presentation. Peter, if you could unmute yourself. Yeah.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Here it's still morning because it's before 12. Gurpreet, can you confirm you hear me well?
Yes,
We
we
can.
can hear
Okay,
you.
okay, good, good. I was just waiting
can.
confirmation. So, hello, everyone. Yeah, we'll be talking about the solutions we offer and more in particular, upgrading solutions for buildings, sustainable upgrading solutions for buildings. And through the 15 minutes, I'm going to talk. If I talk too quickly, someone raises his hand because I may be carried away. But you will see through the presentation what I mean with solution, what I mean with sustainability. So I want to start with showing some buildings. This is a hotel in India, Mumbai. This is, maybe some of you know it, it's a mall in Chennai, but there's an equivalent, I think, also in Delhi. This is the headquarters of Volkswagen in Barcelona. This is one of the major hotels at the airport site in Stockholm. This, for sure, you all recognize, it's the Middle East, but this is the headquarters of DP World in the free trade zone in Dubai. This is the Ministry of Sports in one of the other Emirates. This is an Intercontinental in London. And this is the police headquarters in London. This is the headquarters of Siemens in Cairo. And this is the Ministry of Air Defense in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. This is, I forgot actually what it was, but it's in India. It's in Delhi, INEOS, I think. And this is Qatar, the Eye of Qatar. So you may ask, why is this guy starting his presentation with showing us our buildings? One, for sure, you're managing buildings and the functioning and everything what's going on in buildings, but all these buildings have something in common. What do they have in common? They all had problems that needed to be fixed, solutions, challenges that needed to be tackled in relation to windows. And this was more safety and security. This was about thermal and visual comfort, winter comfort, heating costs, thermal comfort. And the thing they all had in common was not only similar problems, but they all went for a solution from Saint-Gobain SolarGuard, which is a window film product, different products. Those are brand names, but for different solutions, different problems, different solutions. Those are the other buildings. You recognize them, the police headquarters, Barcelona, Egypt, Dubai. They all had similar or diverse problems. And again, with different solutions from SolarGuard, they tackle their problem. So what did they use? They use window film. What are window films? Actually, when you look at it from a distance, it looks like a piece of plastic, but it's actually a high-tech solution. Why it's high-tech? Because it's a combination of multiple layers with a special hard coat at the outside to make it very scratch resistant. It's applied on existing glass. And in between, you have a combination of films, and very, very important, when we talk about keeping the heat out, the functional layer in these products is of the same type and is made in the same way as the functional layer on high performance glazing. So every one of you is no doubt, I would guess, familiar with windows, with high performance windows, high U values, high heat rejection. We use the same technology. And the products are offered in rolls, which makes them easy to travel and to ship. So we're part of Saint-Gobain. Saint-Gobain is like 360 plus years old. We're not that old, but we're more than 50 years active in the world. And in this business, we've been actually one together with 3M the names we mentioned earlier this morning or today. We have been actually the leaders of developing and organizing these products. These products, the technology is basically lamination, and then this one is this what we call the sputtering, the application of the functional layer, which is multiple layers of different metals to give the performance. And on glass, they do this on a flat surface. We do this on rolls. And our products are used for plenty of applications throughout the world. So what do we offer? I talked about solutions, which means it's not just a product. We also help, we assist, we advise. That's why I use this and the doctor, the stethoscope, and the aspirin. We bring solutions, but not just anything anywhere, depending on the problem, which is the building, the requirements, and actually the challenges. And the products are used to renovate, correct, upgrade, and you will see in the following slides, it's not necessarily just old buildings. We have done projects on buildings which were just built, not even operated, but people already see there will be a problem. Energy consumption, comfort problem, not reaching the required LEED level, etc. So what do we improve? I think this is a bit the core of the presentation. And I've split where we can help to improve or to tackle challenges in 4 big groups. One has to do with sustainability, one has to do with costs, because we all talk about sustainability, but cost always remains a key point. Safety and security, very important, I think, because if there is no safety and security in buildings, what does this matter or what do cost matter? And then comfort. Not everything is about cost. People need to feel, people that could be the users, the visitors, the guests in a hotel, need to be comfortable. And so with our products, we can help actually to improve the existing situation in terms of those 4, I would say, big challenges. When we talk about sustainability, it's about lowering CO2 emissions, carbon footprint, helping to maybe to reach a LEED or a BREEAM certification, because our products allow to get additional points or credits. It also prolongs
I think Peter has got interrupted. I will just join back again. Give me a second, please. Peter, you can start again.
Am I still sharing?
Yes. No, you need to share.
Very sorry for this. I sometimes have here at the office an internet problem. So I think I'm back on stream.
Yes, you're back. Continue.
So costs, of course, very important. If you can reduce heat gain, you reduce the need for cooling, you reduce energy consumption, you reduce your carbon footprint. All these things basically hang together, but depending on what's important for you in your building or for the company you work for, you know, window film can give a solution. This is just to illustrate how window film can actually increase comfort, reduce heat gain. This is on-site measurement of 2 rooms, one with, one without, rooms next to each other, so same exposition to the sun. And you can see that the temperature without film, which is the blue line, is a lot higher than the temperature in the room with film, which is the red line. So less temperature means, of course, less heat coming in means less temperature means more comfort, means less cooling, means less energy consumed, reduced CO2 footprint, less costs. This is another example. It's not that there is the temperature goes systematically down with X degrees during the day, but this one is to illustrate that with window film, you can actually reduce the peaks. This is another case. another month, another location, but you can see that peaks without temperature peaks in the room without the window frame were up to 30 degrees. With the window frame, you can lower it to 25. Again, same. It illustrates what window frame can do and how it can help you. Many people think that screens are the solution. So you put inside screens. These calculations actually illustrate that, yes, screens help, at least for 1 or 2 or 10 minutes. But after a while, the heat comes in anyway. That's why you need solutions that reflect. Solutions that reflect, one of them is window film. And if people opt for screens, I think you recognize this view. I mean, not particularly the building, because this is actually a building in Mumbai. I think it's close to the World Trade Center. It's a long time ago I took the picture, maybe 5-6 years ago. But what you see with inside screens is that, apart from the fact that they don't really help, facades look ugly. Screens are stuck in a position, they're broken, and no one touches them anyway, and they just darken the office, and it looks ugly. So these are a couple of examples of projects. You will see different segments. There will be hotels and offices, but every time I will, point out what the window frame actually, which problem it solved. Here it was about internal comfort. It was about heat, too warm in the rooms, and too much cooling cost. And actually, we also support with calculations to demonstrate what we expect to gain or how much we expect the situation to improve. This is an iconic building which was used for the Olympics last year in France. Again, an atrium, too hot, no one could sit there, uncomfortable, too much heat, energy consumption, also solved with solar guard window film. Another very modern, I would say, high-tech glass facade, simply too hot. We actually reduced temperatures inside by 16 degrees. This building was like an oven. You see, they started to use blinds, but the blinds didn't work. This is the building in DP World in Dubai. This was about thermal comfort, energy, ROI in 3 years. They actually did measurements, they followed up, and that was their conclusion. This is a building in Delhi, office complex. Also, it's about visual comfort, thermal comfort. It's not just offices. Those who work in retail, it's not on the title of the slide, but also in retail. This is Saudi Arabia, where actually the problem was too warm. What do you call it? The customers in the shops. This was a retail chain. Uncomfortable and perishable goods in the shop. They had to throw away too much. By using window film, they could reduce the temperatures, cool less, and keep products longer. This is another building, World Health Organization, headquarters in Geneva. We actually are doing a similar project now in India. This is about safety. So again, it's not really sustainability. It's not really about thermal comfort, but safety is, I would say, essential in buildings before you even can talk about anything else anyway. Then for those among you who are interested, quite technical, who are interested in some new stuff like IT related, we also have solutions to reduce electromagnetic interference, to actually protect buildings from eavesdropping, from people from outside logging into the Wi-Fi system. So we have a solution. This was a project we did 2 years ago in Finland with the telecom company. If you have questions, you talk to Mr. Gurpreet, and we can discuss if there's any need for this. So basically, you've seen with all these slides, a lot of different buildings, a lot of different needs. We have a lot of different solutions. And those solutions are very technical. They are as technical as glass. We also have some solutions to protect surfaces. So you don't need to, to protect against scratches, graffiti, this kind of things. We also have safety films. Here I have a 10-second video. There will be no noise because it was a bit complicated. But this little video shows you what safety film does. Safety film actually protects in the case of glass breakage. The glass still breaks, but the glass shards are not flying around and hurting people. This is a slowdown. So this could be impact, this could be bomb explosion. In addition to the products, we have a lot of certifications. So actually to certify through third parties that what we tell you we offer is actually what we offer. Three things are very important on this. One is we are the only one in our business that actually have, through a third party, the thermal performance of the product certified. So it's not just us as a manufacturer telling you as a customer what the performance is. We have a third party company that audits us twice a year, takes samples, and confirms that what we are offering is indeed what we are selling. Very important, I think. We also have EPDs. I hope everyone is familiar with EPD, Environmental Product Declaration. It's a third-party certified EPD for all our products, over nearly 100 products, where we can actually see what the carbon footprint, what the environmental footprint is during the life cycle, how much we can actually reduce the carbon footprint and others of a building by applying the film. And very important is that you need to compare those numbers for our products with glass. One solar film is about 2 kilos. A basic glass is 9 kilo per square meter. So by applying a film, we can actually prolong life of glass and avoid that these kilos get back into the environment. Just summarizing, I'm about at the end of my presentation. Those are the problems which you can tackle, or we can help you to tackle with our solutions. Now, the product is one thing. Very important is the application. So products need to be applied on glass. For that, we have a network of professional installers in Europe, in Africa, in the Middle East, and also in India. Because good products badly installed, I think that applies for everything. Good products badly installed is actually not a good, it's a bad solution in the end. Okay, so last but not least, we talk about all these things. I know India is a bit of a particular market also. I want to talk about this quality control and traceability. All our products have a ID number. I mean, every box which we sell has a unique ID number. This we trace through the whole process. And it allows us, one, to tackle quality issues, if there would be any. And secondly, it allows us, and this is very important, I think, to set up a system where if you decide to solve a problem with SolarGuard films, it gets installed, our approved installers have to go to a website to register the project, enter those codes, those roll numbers, and then you as a customer will get from our website a confirmation mail that indeed this project has been done with those roles and this product by this company. And this we're actually forced to set up because there's too much, I would say fake, not fake news, but fake products on the market. And secondly, too many people who claim with similar stuff that they can do the same. This is what I wanted to share with you today. So thank you. This, by the way, is the front of our office here in Belgium, from where I'm based. So I don't know if there's any questions in the chat.
So So people request. So this is just to give you a small idea on how your air conditioning load and your power consumption in your offices can be reduced. It is a technology that Saint-Gobain brings. These products are technical, require a certain amount of engineering to be put in before you decide. I would request if people have questions, you can put them in the chat box. We will continue to answer them as we move along. I would like to now welcome my next speaker, Aseem Patel. Aseem is a chemical engineer from IIT Delhi and an MBA from IIM Calcutta. He's an accomplished leader and I'm the 5-time startup founder. Aseem loves solving problems by combining art, craft, science. He holds 5 patents that solve problems caused by climate change. To help everyone live comfortable and resilient lives with less, Aseem founded Rangori in the unprecedented heat wave of 2021 to reimagine Indian heritage products with greater modern functionality and to sustain communities with hope and happiness. So this is kind of a unique and a first time thing that we're going to be talking about ever to people within our community on how positive air conditioning as a concept, which Aseem is bringing to the table. It's the nature's way of helping you keeping your offices more clean, more cool, and absolutely apt for India. So over to you, Aseem.
Thank you, Gurpreet. Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay,
Aseem,
good.
continue.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Like we said earlier, it's absolutely so exciting for me as a person working in a very niche field so far of solving climate problems or heat problems and discovering a tribe of all of you here, interested people. It's really exciting. I'm going to take the next 15 minutes and take you through a discovery journey. We're going to figure out the problems that many of us face working in India. We're going to look at what exactly is positive air conditioning, and we're going to clearly explain how it is profitable to retrofit it to your workspace. One moment. Okay. So, very familiar. The problems are two. There are 2 problems on this slide. One problem is that of extreme heat. But for most global corporations and most of the employers that we have people on this call from, organizations are committed to net zero carbon emissions. And all of us are scratching our heads and saying, it's so hot. It takes energy to cool people and buildings down. How are we going to get to net zero? But organizations really have a mandate. And so Google set up its numbers of year-on-year reduction 10 years ago. And a lot of us managers and companies are struggling reconciling both these objectives of the company. And then we look at what a reality is. Most of us in India, especially the large employers, the GICs, the Global Innovation Centers, and especially the early people who came in, JP Morgan Chase, Amazon, Genpact, are actually sitting in very old buildings. They are 15 to 20, maybe 25-year-old buildings, especially in Gurgaon and Noida and Bangalore. And we have thousands of employees in single glass curtain wall buildings with pretty much outdated solar film, if they have solar film, and the HVAC units which are just flogged and running to ground. And facility managers everywhere are being tasked with 100% uptime in month upon month of 40 degrees centigrade heat load. This is not a good situation. It's a tough situation to be in. But if this was one problem, then it is not more. There are more coming. Companies need more cooling in tighter budgets. Budgets are also going down. So we have uh, solutions to talk about today. Rangori is a company, startup that I founded in 2021, like we mentioned, in the peak of the 2021 heat wave in India. I was I was trying to escape the power cut in my locality in Bangalore, and very nearby we have Lal Bagh, so a famous garden. So we was walking through Lal Bagh, trying to cool myself down, and the idea was very clear. Why can't we take 1,000 of these trees back into my commercial building? Why isn't that possible? They're clearly cooling. But why is nature outside? Why can't it be inside, doing its job that it does all? And so we began working on technologies and figuring out how to reimagine India's ecological heritage into beautifully resilient products for a world that is not just changing, but is going to expect to continue to change for the next century. That was a mandate, and we, inspired by nature, we worked on certain solutions and technologies. The painting that you see is a very famous painting called Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. And this has been created by the material that we have invented. We have patents pending on that. It is a material that we make from discarded polyester sarees, everyday clothing that we have. And you can see the color control, you can see the beauty. But the beautiful thing is that it is soft, it's absorbent, and it absorbs heat when wet. So it's really like a terracotta wall of a matka or a gamla, and it cools itself down naturally. You don't have to plug it into electricity or anything. We've got, like I said, 5 patents pending. We have an award from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. We've been endorsed by leading institutions like NIST and IMK. And we have IFCO, India's and the world's largest agricultural cooperative, as a strategic investor. Importantly, we asked ourselves, is climate the only problem that we have to solve? Or rather, to put it in a different question, is heat the only problem that we have to solve? We said no. Heat itself is affecting people differently. Many of us, all of us privileged people on this call, we have a switch. If there is power coming in, we can cool off as we have jobs, life is good. But what about the millions of people who don't have employment opportunities, who don't have livelihood? So we set up a craft network, a craft cloudworks, which effectively pulls in hundreds of homemakers, which we have upskilled on our technology, into local self-help groups. And we empower them and we enable them to work from home in upcycling our materials into valuable products. And in the last 2 years, we have created 15,000 plus jobs for our women workforce. We make everything from waste, 100% upcycle, and we're very proud of that. We use paint buckets, we use PET bottles, we use polyester sarees, and to date, in the last 2 years, we have upcycled almost 13 tons of plastic, which was destined for landfill. And so when we say positive air conditioning, you already know that it is positive before it comes into your facilities, into your offices. It's born positive. We are positive carbon, we are positive energy, positive water, positive humans, and positive planet. What we're going to do now is to explain to you how it works and how is it profit positive for our customers. So we set about reimagining the Indian gamla. All of us know gamla. It's a terracotta pot, mitti ka gamla. And we said, what does the gamla dream of when it grows up? We said, the first thing the gamla will say is that I don't want to break. Sure. Can I be colorful? I'm just brown and dark brown. Can I be colorful? Sure. Can I be durable? Yes. But can I self-water? I don't need a human. Can I water? Can I self-fertilize? Can I self-food? Can I be clean and hygienic and antimicrobial? And that is the product that we have invented. We have old patents on this. AC Plus, this is the core. This is what allows us to create a champion. You're now looking at a 9 to 10 foot tall tree, fully grown tree. This is taller than any basketball player of humans, but its footprint is smaller than what Indigo gives you for cabin luggage. And its weight is less than what Indigo gives you for checked-in baggage. It's less than 15 kilos. You can put it anywhere, any daily space. It cools and humidifies. Chlorophyll has a wonderful property of reflecting more than 60% of infrared and near infrared. So place it against a window and it bounces all incoming heat out. It oxygenates and soothes and purifies VOC, volatile organic compounds, and PM 2.5. And we have evidence and data coming in the next few slides. The system that we have developed is practical. It's modular, light, compact. It is customized in your colors, your company colors, and turnkey. Order and we'll deliver it ready. It is zero headache and low maintenance. You need watering only once in every 2 weeks. So absolutely no touch, nothing to do. If I can just go back, we have invented the jungle ponic system of nurture, where the nutrients and the protection chemicals, the pesticide, whatever, are all organic and are fed into the plant through the water. And so the plant uptakes whatever it needs. There's nothing that is being directly given into the plant. The plant's intelligence actually helps it to thrive. And our delivery checklist when we deliver an AC Plus installation to you is right here. 6-month payback, under 6-month payback actually. In 5 years, you would have an NPV, net present value, of more than 10 times your investment, cash in the bank. You get cooler, purer, healthier air. You have happier employees and lower stress, 20% lesser cortisol, vibrant and playful vibes in your offices, and higher output and lower absenteeism. All these are evidences and data that we are happy to share. Netcool, 28% reduced HVAC load by simply bouncing back, like Peter's product, heat coming in. 2 to 5 degrees increased local cooling, and 15 to 20% improved humidity, which makes people feel much better than the temperature, and causes less throat irritation, less viral, and less transmission of diseases in time, which is important when you're looking at a large population of visitors. 25% less particle 2.5 pollution, really less, 1/3 cut in pathogens, and 1,500 tons reduced CO2. These are numbers that we have run research on about an 8-floor building, about 10,000 square feet, so about 80,000 square feet building. These are the numbers. Really interestingly, they energize the workforce. So 28% reduced workforce stress, 9% reduced errors, 15% improvement on cognitive tasks, and that is exactly what nature does in any case. So the brilliant thing here is that you get to benefit from nature's presence while you're saving money on your cooling bill. Employee turnover reduces by 1/5. 1/3 absenteeism reduces, 1/3 job satisfaction increases. And so what is left for the people on this call is to simply lead the change. Go for easy wins. Receptions, meeting areas, cafeteria, corridors are easy. Just place them there. Shade your glass walls, glass and open frontages, put them around across that. And we have developed algorithms that will help you fine tune placement as to your particular building and your particular configurations. And cool operation flows, team workspaces, cabins, boardrooms, meeting rooms, all of them are there. And while you do that, remember that for every 100 square feet of product that you buy, you are creating directly 475 jobs for women, underprivileged women, and diverting 890 kilos of plastic waste. With our blessing, be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And just a small summary, if I can go back. Practically, any facilities manager who actually comes in with this proposal, next few years of promotions are given. Because there's so much good that you're bringing in, so much positivity that you're bringing in so many areas, apart from money saving. So, happy to take questions.
Yeah, thank you, Asim. There is a question which says that plants emit carbon dioxide in the night. So, will that affect the BMS or the air quality inside the building at night?
Okay. So, the CO2 that plants emit is actually reabsorbed by them for food purposes. And at night, no building is completely dark. So photosynthesis is happening all the time. We don't actually have dark in buildings anymore. So the low carbon dioxide production is consumed by the plant themselves. So there is no increase in carbon dioxide levels at all. Most AC systems have a certain amount of refresh, which is built in. So you have maybe 20 air changes in an hour, out of which 3 air changes are coming from external air. So there is always certain amount of fresh air that is being taken, which is enough for maintaining a very low level of carbon dioxide. Does that help answer the question?
Yeah, I think Asim, we're good. We're running behind schedule by about 10 to 12 minutes. We'll kind of take up the other question at the end of this session. I would now request Davinder Singh to step in. Davinder is the CEO and head of marketing at Cesar. Cesar is a startup trying to revolutionize how buildings and kitchens are cleaned. Working with organic and eco-friendly microbes and enzymes is the area that they play in. Today's focus will be on how Cesar can help you achieve your ESG goals and make your cleaning and waste processing a dream. Davinder has over 20 years of experience in providing products for facilities and housekeeping, and was going to be sharing some of the unique things on how organizations and corporates can actually benefit in their achieving and maintaining their ESG targets, and also help them make their facilities more sustainable. Over to you, Davinder.
Thank you so much, Gurpreet, for passing on the baton. And we have 2 great sessions, and I'll just take it ahead and make it as interesting. But before diving in actually to what we do at Cesar, where, I mean, needless to say, the core of what we do is all sustainability, I just wanted to address on few points which I thought will be very, very important for this session. There are a little bit of confusion about certain things, so I thought let me just clarify those before I move on to exactly how we can help. So let's understand what is green, what is sustainability, what is carbon credit and ESG quickly, and then we move on. So as the fellow panelists has said, that climate clock is ticking. All of us know that. We have seen the rising temperature, what is doing to the world. The melting glaciers, the Arctic Circle is completely gone. The Europe heat waves, Delhi crossing 52 degrees centigrade. So as per reports, the day we cross 60 degrees, the whole of Earth will vanish completely. So we are getting into that zone. It's high time that we change ourselves. The rising sea levels will ensure a lot of countries actually will not be there. And then your cities like Mumbai, New York can vanish. It's a thing of great concern. So it's high time that we address sustainability. It is the need of the hour. So I wanted to first clarify what exactly is sustainability, what is green, are they the same thing? Is there any difference? So green is nothing, but it is an action of products that are environmental friendly. All right. So anything which is environmental friendly, we'll call it green. This focus on reduction of pollution and waste. When the same thing, which has the ability to maintain the process or products over long term, okay, that becomes sustainable, or when the whole word of sustainability comes in. So looking at it with some another lens where we say that green is only one pillar of sustainability. Sustainability has three very important pillars. One is the social pillar. When we say social, what we mean is that uh, what we give back to the society. So if in the name of green, we're cutting trees, okay, and trees just vanish after some time. So are they sustainable? They're not. So what are we leaving for our future generation? So it has to be a social cause. So that is a very important pillar. Second pillar is of environment, which is what we call as green. The source has to be green, and it has to reduce pollution. And third, which is very, very important and possibly the most important thing for everyone who are there on the call, people who are looking for solution, but looking for solutions which are not expensive. Solution which may be, giving them a sustainable solution, at the same time, either the same cost or a cheaper. So economics is very, very important. The name of health, like today, we have products which are possibly 50% higher than the normal product. Can a household sustain? We can't, because we have those limited budgets. So we understand. At Cesar, we understand that every facility management, every company is working on those thin budgets. So we have to give them product which not only focuses on what exactly they need, but at the same time, it is easy on the pocket. So hence, green is only a subset of sustainability. Sustainability is much bigger. Now, another thing which today a lot of us talk about is carbon credit and carbon footprint. So what exactly is this? So quickly taking a look, carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases generated by our action. Okay. So now, greenhouse gases, the gases which are there in the environment, they're the one which actually don't let the heat uh, pass on to outside the solar system. So what is happening hence is the heat is getting entrapped. Hence, we are looking at those rising temperatures. So it's time that we need to address these greenhouse gases. And so there are so many greenhouse gases. So what was decided then was, then we should have have one common multiple by which we can identify all these greenhouse gases. And it was then decided that it should be a carbon dioxide. So 1 metric ton of greenhouse gases removed from the environment is equal to 1 carbon credit. And this 1 metric ton of greenhouse gases is 1 metric ton of carbon dioxide. So just to put things into perspective, 1 metric ton of methane will be equal to 24 metric ton of carbon dioxide. So that is how those calculation goes. And the whole idea of carbon credit is to reduce the greenhouse impact from Earth. So whenever we're building a factory, so there are different permissions which are given of how much greenhouse gases one can emit. All right. So when you cross that limit, okay, that is the time when the pollution is happening. And if you are within your limits or lower than that, okay, so that's a great job done, and you get some carbon credits. So when you exceed your limit, that time there's a system in the world by which you can actually buy those carbon credits from some other companies, other countries who actually have them. So that is how this whole system has evolved over a period of time. Now India is moving in slightly different direction, and we will address that later or on one conversation. But this is what carbon credits and carbon footprints are. Now then, we move on to something which has become the buzzword today, which is ESG. All of us understand ESG, and uh, ESG is slightly, or possibly I'll call it a subset of UN SDG programs, wherein UN is talking about, from a world perspective, how the country should be behaving, where there should be equality among people in societies and all of that, taking care of human beings who are poor and things like that. So there are certain goals that UN SDG is following. And the same goal, if I say, if I put in a subset and say, I put it on to companies, where companies in itself is kind of, you can compare it, like small country per se, where a lot of people are coming in, they're working together, living together for those many hours and all that. So they are following certain norms, which will ensure that there's a sustainability system which is being followed. So it's a framework. How is companies able to manage it and how they're able to save environment and contribute to it? This is what this is all ESG is all about. Now, what is happening here is what we are doing right now in ESG because we are at the early stages. So what the government has done is they're asking the companies to prepare a report on which how you are kind of whatever activities you're doing. So what is the total uh, you know impact that you have and all that is entirely left to the companies right now. They're preparing those reports, and these are the reports like the financial reports. Now, these reports are becoming very, very important that every year you have to produce it, and then you have to kind of come out with your own targets and how you're going to reduce impact. So this is, which is very, very important. Hence, the governance part of it is in ESG is because very, very important. So companies today, lots of companies have started following it because that's the mandate. But tomorrow, it is today not compulsory, but tomorrow is going to be compulsory. So it's very important how we manage this, how we kind of address the elephant in the room. So I have to put it this way. So I'll say that the journey starts with us. So everyone around the call, okay. I'll say if there's a change that we need to bring into the world, the change starts with us first. We need to change. Our fellow panelists already spoken about, how there should be energy efficiencies. So that is very, very important. So at home also, if there's a AC which is running, please put it on 24 degrees as has been said, and not on 16 or 18 degrees. And if there's a tap running, you have to turn it off. And similarly, if there's a fan running, just switch it off if this room is sitting there. So it starts with us. That's the change that you're doing. And then you ensure that you inculcate this sustainability or this change into the employees or into the workplace where you are. So there are a lot of people who are doing that because it's part of their job, but we as an individual can also do that. Now, this sustainability inculcating is very, very important because as I said earlier, from the social perspective, that we have not inherited this earth, but merely borrowed it from our children. We need to leave behind a good, healthy earth for our children. So what should we do? As I said, the longest of journeys, we start with a single step. And that step is something that we can take together. We at Cesar have come out with cleaning solutions, wherein all the products that we are talking about, they're all sustainable products. They're all green products. We all know that cleaning chemicals are very, very harmful to the environment. They are very harmful for people who are using them because they have VOC, which are volatile organic compound, which you are inhaling. It is something like smoking. If somebody else is smoking, but you are inhaling that, and even though you're a non-smoker, you are impacted heavily. Same thing happens with VOC. Imagine we are using the washroom for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but people who are using it day in, day out, the workers over there, they're actually inhaling it and it's very, very harmful for them. You can have lung diseases and things like that. It is carcinogenic also. So what we have done is with this product, we have tried to give solution to the offices, to the facilities, to the hospitals, okay, to use product cleaning solutions, which gives you absolutely sustainable products. So first we talk about waterless solutions, something that Gurpreet picked up at the start of the session. So we have a live active bioenzyme-based waterless renewable systems that saves water, eliminates malodor from the washrooms completely, and it also helps you with carbon credit. And these products are all Green Pro certified. This is the highest certification body in India, and is given by the Green Pro Council here. And this definitely is something which tells you that you are using a sustainable product which can take care of the issues which today has become a really, really great issues for all our facility managers. So this is something that that we can do, and we are doing it in a lot of companies. What we can also do, how we can help and contribute, is by taking care of washrooms and your housekeeping needs, because we have cleaning solutions for each and every need that you can talk of. So whatever chemicals that you're using today, we have an equivalent product that is pH neutral and sustainable. It cleans as effortlessly as any other product that you can talk about. There's no malodor, which is very, very important. There's no VOC. Again, they're all Green Pro certified. And what more, I spoke about economic factor as well. And these products actually will save you money. Without even looking at what you're using, I can tell you that we will save you at least 30%. We have done it in so many companies and we have saved more than 30%, but 30% is something that I'm claiming right now, but we can do it for you. That's the cost reduction that you will get by using sustainable product, which not only takes care of the environment, but also your employees and you. We quickly move on to our other solutions, and something which has really become a huge issue today are the sewage treatment plants. Now, these plants are there with condominiums, they are there in all offices, they're with all facilities, they will be there even factories. Their management is a big issue today. So the government has become very, very strict with the management of the STPs today, and there are strict norms around it. But we are someone who actually have a solution for it. We have our enzymes which actually takes care of these STPs. There are 5 big norms which government has come out, and these are the norms that has to be met. And we proudly say that we take care of STP and maintain these norms. These are the biological oxygen demand, the chemical oxygen demand, the pH of the STP. They are the TDS and E. coli, which are there in the STP, the water that comes out from there after cleaning, there'll be no E. coli. So what more? Our products actually from second year will be absolutely free for you because we save energy by reducing the electricity cost by 50%. When we do that, our overall cost of the STP actually goes down with whatever you are spending because you don't have to spend anything else. So the maximum cost in STP, 80% of it is so that comes from electricity because electricity is used 24 hours there. When you use big motors to ensure that we give proper oxygen levels, maintain oxygen level in the STP. So that reduces by 50% because of the use of our product. Because from oxidation, we shift to something called as remediation. And this process actually ensures that your cost of electricity goes down. And hence it saves you money. So people possibly around the call, you may or may not be facing those STP issues, but your colleagues will be in engineering and all that. So always pass on those leads to them. And I'm sure that they are going to thank you after getting the solutions from us. Last but not the least that I'm trying to cover here in this session is something called as Manura. Now, this is a product which helps you treat the organic waste. Now, the organic waste today is becoming a big issue because of the bad smell, because of the toxins or the landfills. The organic waste comes out from 2 different sources in our offices. One is the kitchen. So the cooked and uncooked food, those are the organic waste. But also in offices today, area outside where you have big plantation, you have trees and all that, there are a lot of leaves which are there, the dry leaves, which are also a waste. So our product can work on both dry and wet organic waste, and it helps you convert this product into a manure which you can use, and you can also actually convert it into biogas. There is a system which can be used. All right, so we can do these 2 things with you, and from waste to money, I'll put it this way. Actually, we can do that in 25 days using our product. So what else? Something which actually is a problem today. Then not only we can give solution for you, but you can also save money over there. So these are something that we bring to the table at CISAR. Anyone which facing such issues, please contact Gurpreet, who's a business partner, and the Tack team, and we will reach out to you, and we're both happy to kind of give you those solutions. Thank you, Gurpreet, and passing on the baton back to you.
Thank you, Dev. People who are listening in and people who are going to be watching it later. Dave is an expert and has done a lot of work, and I think the jargons that are being used by people, including things like carbon credits, ESG, sustainability, green, eco-friendly, all these jargons typically need to be understood and also need to be addressed. And some of the solutions that are being offered and talked about here will typically are easy to implement. And one of the things, submissions that I like to make here is that all the products that we're talking about are not going to add cost to your facilities or your budgets. We hope we can reduce your costs of the operations in your buildings, whether it's the plants, the films, or the chemicals. I guess all of them basically will ultimately target is to reduce cost and keep your operations smooth, and also address the issue on sustainability as well as on your facilities becoming greener and your employees feeling more proud of the fact that they work in a facility which cares for the environment, which is another statistic which I think all of us are aware of and how the new gen is actually looking at this very importantly. Just to add to a little fact that Dave just said, I was just going through the fact that one waterless urinal in any office could actually save you nearly 1.5 lakh liters of water a year. Multiply that to the number of urinals you have in your offices, 1.5 lakh liter multiplied by, let's say, 10, 15 urinals, you're talking about a number which probably is very difficult to put on paper. But that's the kind of savings we're talking about when you're talking about water saving and also energy savings that we've had from the previous speakers. Our next speaker is Frankie Agarwal. Frankie is the head of communications and marketing at Kimberly-Clark, and she's been a part of the Kimberly-Clark team for the last 7 years. She's been working with facility managers and environmentalists and people who actually understand a lot of this thing, because the pitch here is the product, how it's made, what is the source and from where it comes from, and is that something that is actually helping you achieve your goals of sustainability, and how is that product being produced, how is it packaged, how does it go into the landfill, all that, what makes a difference in what a good product, a stable product, and a sustainable product. Frankie, over to you.
Thanks, Gurpreet. I just wanted to check whether we are doing the poll right now. Would you have time for that?
Yeah, so I am going to be, I think, Frankie, you start. I will just pull it in between, I guess. Just give me a second.
No, either we do it now or we do it at the end.
Okay. Just give me a second.
Should I proceed?
Yeah, I think you proceed. I will just.
No worries. Okay. Just a minute.
We have a small poll. If you can just, on the bottom of your screens, pull out the poll button. We have 3 questions that we like you to kind of, address and answer. We'll get an idea of where the audience is today about some of the facts that we're going to be talking about. Can you see the poll, people? So I guess about half the people have polled in. I request the other people to kind of take 30 seconds more so that we can end the poll and start the presentation. Frankie, you can see the outcome of the answers that you've got.
So thank you so much, Gurpreet, for doing the poll and unexpected. I think these are the kind of answers that I was expecting, and I just hope through my presentation I'm able to really, uncover some of the myths that we have, something around hand towels, how the paper towels are made, what is FSC, what does it stand for, what is the importance. That's the kind of thing that I would want to touch upon today. And what is the importance of paper circularity? How does it fit in the whole sustainability scheme of things? That's something that I will be covering, but not taking away from the speakers that have, come before me. Thank you very much for a very, very educative session. I will also try to keep up with the standards that you have set for me. I hope that we are able to do a good presentation today. Okay, quickly. This always happens. Okay. So just talking about Kimberly-Clark at a glance, and I will just quickly talk about Kimberly-Clark. So fueled by ingenuity, creativity, and an understanding of people's most essential needs, Kimberly-Clark employees around the world are committed to delivering our purpose, which is better care for better world. We have close to about, so we have close to about 33,000 employees working with us. For 150 years, we have the foresight to find new ways to make things better, from creating new categories to starting new conversations. We are constantly evolving. So if you see, look at our heritage and the history that we have, 1890 is the year then when we actually started. We started as a newsprint company, then we moved on in 1890 to become the Scott Paper Company and introduced the first toilet paper. 1924, we introduced the facial tissue, as we call it today. These were actually something that were actually made to remove cold creams. 1990 is when we actually introduced the Vipol X60, which is also known as the Vipers in today's generation. And in 2022, we launched the first Icon dispenser solution. This was something which was very, very revolutionary, where the face plate can be changed according to the facility or the ambience of the washroom. So, so we have been innovators, we have been innovation leaders all throughout. We have innovated some categories and really take proud for that. And today I will talk more about hand towels. I will talk about, what is it that, what are the desired elements about hand towels? Because there's a lot of elements that are there in hand towels, and also there's a lot of discussion around sustainability and also around cost. And that's the reason why I thought this was very, very apt topic to discuss and talk about in today's presentation, and talk about Kimberly-Clark's patent technology. And that's the reason why I picked this up. So the desired elements that generally people look for in a hand towel is wet strength. They look for absorbency. They also look for absorbency speed and obviously sustainability. And why do you think these elements are important to stakeholders? They are important for the washroom users because it enhances the hand drying experience. There is hand drying efficiency. There's also a better user experience. It is important for the property or the facility manager because it reduces the consumption, it reduces complaints, it enhances the working efficiency of the cleaners, and obviously there is the buzzword, which is sustainable. So what is it that makes Kimberly-Clark products, or makes Kimberly-Clark technology different from what is available in the market? So I'll be a little bit educationalist here. I will play the role of an educator just for the slide. So there are 2 or 3 technologies in this environment today which are available for paper technology. One is the LDC process, which is also known as light dry crepe. Then we also have a technology which is called as UCTAD. Now, this is something which Kimberly-Clark uses, and this is a patented technology of Kimberly-Clark, which is called as the uncrepe through air-dried solution. What is majorly the difference between the two? I don't want to really complicate things because the diagrams here are already looking very complicated. I will just give you a small example and try to make this very simplified. So LDC process is just like something when you're ironing your your clothes. You get up in the morning and then you want to get ready for office. You pick up your clothes, you put it on an ironing table, and you start ironing them. So while you're ironing them, what you're doing is you're trying to, if you're using a steam iron, you're putting some steam, and then you're also putting pressure, which is actually helping you iron your clothes. Now talking about UCTAD. So UCTAD, think about a technology where you are blow drying your hair. So you are getting in the up in the morning, especially for women, if there are any women participants or audiences here. you try to increase the volume of your hair by blow drying them. So what does blow dry does? It just increases the volume of your hair, right? When you dry, and what it does, it just takes hot air and makes your hair drier. So that's the kind of technology difference that is there between LDC and octad. So if you see here in ironing, your product is becoming more denser. Uh, uh, the threads which are there, they are much tighter, tightly packed. There are hardly any spaces which in between the particles. And here, if you see, they become very bulky. There are air spaces that you can actually see in between the fibers which are present inside the paper. And that's the basic difference between an LDC and an octad paper. So what does it do? So what does a conventional towel or a LD paper which is made by LDC or a paper which is made by Airflex do? So the paper which is made by an octad or an Airflex technology, Airflex is a terminology that we use in Kimberly-Clark. Octad is actually the technology which is patented. So when we use the Airflex towel, the product becomes stronger. It becomes stronger when wet. So that means that it will not tab easily. It will not tear easily. Also, it will create a right balance between softness and strength. So that's because there's a lot of volume of air, which you can see it here also, the air pockets that are created. Because of that, the paper becomes softer to feel on the hands. It absorbs more water. If it absorbs more water, you use less. And that's the magic word where you actually, are consuming less and thereby costing is less. It is sustainable. Why? Because it is using 25% less fiber. So because of these air pockets which are created in between, you are using almost 25% less fiber, which essentially means that if you're using a common conventional towel which was made out of LDC and you are throwing 100 kgs in landfill, keeping the volume as 100 kg, keeping the volume constant in Airflex, you will be throwing only 75 kg because say 25% is air, or it is the weight of these air pockets which is there in the paper, which is not going in the landfill. So at the end of the day, even in the landfills, if you're throwing the paper, it is less landfill waste that you are generating. So sustainable. I'll just talk about some more sustainability and the way we talk about sustainability, the 4 pillars that we have in Kimberly-Clark. The purpose of Kimberly-Clark is basically a better care for better world. And whatever we do is actually around this purpose. And it is based on 4 pillars that we have for our own efficiency. So we make better products. We have a better workplace, we have a better society, and then we have better planet. So whatever ESG goals that Kimberly-Clark has, and we are complying by 7 of the ESG goals that are laid down by the SDG goals. Everything is related to the better products that we make, better workplace, better society, and better planet. And how do we do it? So what we've decided is that, by 2030, we are going to reduce our environmental footprint in key areas by 50%. So what does that mean? It means that we will reduce our carbon footprint. It means that we will reduce our water usage. It also means that we will reduce our plastic footprint and also reduce our natural forest footprint. So this is the environmental goal that we have taken for ourselves. Along with that, what about society? So we have thought that we are going to impact almost 1 billion people in vulnerable and underserved communities, and we have taken some wonderful steps, and the pictures that you can see here are some of the initiatives that we have taken in India. So there was this pink toilet initiative that we had taken. This is especially done for, these are self-sustainable toilets which are created for the Machi Wala community in Bombay. They did not have a right or maybe a place for a sanitation for sanitation, and that's the reason why these toilets were created. There is some work which is going around with the NGOs where we work with underprivileged children and give them access to education. Some of the pictures that you see here, and these are some of these um, houses that we have created for rag pickers. They are the, I would say, the most neglected people in the entire chain. And I think for the specifically for the rag pickers, we have created houses for from the plastics that these rag pickers have actually picked up. So some of the sustainable initiatives for the social benefit of the society as a whole, I wanted to share today. Because sustainability is not only about how much environmental impact you're making, it is also about the social impact that you're making and also the kind of governance that you have. Okay, so also when we spoke about the environmental footprint in key areas, there was one important aspect which was plastic reduction. And that's something that we have taken very, very seriously. Most of the plastics or the polyfilms that you see, which are available in some form of packaging, is generally made of virgin plastics. Reason being that virgin plastic is cheaper, much cheaper than recycled plastics. And what at Kimberly Clark we have done is that we have introduced almost 30% recycled plastics in the poly that we have now for all the packaging that we do in all the products that we sell. So even in India, the products that we are making locally, they are also containing almost 30% content of recycled um, plastics, which obviously it is a big step towards sustainability, and it's a promise. I mean, it's something that we would continue. It's a continuous journey, and we will keep on doing such kind of initiatives in the future as well. I think the most important aspect then also comes about responsible sourcing, and that's the reason why I had spoken about in the poll also. I had asked about uh, FSC. So very proud to say that all the products that we have are FSC certified products. FSC actually is the world's most trusted sustainable forest management solution. It has got, it defines strict environmental, social, and economic standards. And and it has got 10 principles, including high conversion, conservation of value forest, community relations, worker rights, and environmental impacts. And what at Kimberly Clark, what we have done is that there are a lot many companies who say that we are FSC certified, but they do have certifications only at a level where their facility is there. But we at Kimberly Clark has something which is called a chain of custody certification. A chain of custody certification actually tracks FSC certified material from the forest to the consumer. It's an end-to-end traceability system which is there. So any product that you see, not only Kimberly Clark, if it has got an FSC certified logo on it, it should have a COC number very clearly mentioned beneath the FSC logo. Only if it is having a COC number will it allow traceability. Otherwise, and you will be able to claim FSC in whatever environmental reporting that you're doing. If it is not having the CSC number, it is not of any consequence. It is not of any relevance. So the COC number is very, very important for tracking from the material right from the forest to the consumer. And that's the reason why we say responsible sourcing, because we are FSC certified. The FSC team audits us every year, and it is done by a third party, not even by FSC. It's a third party which is organized by FSC team. We have to comply by their principles, and they give a very fair audit system and conformances and non-conformances that we have to rectify. So something which is very, very trusted and sustainable. LEED certification. I think there's a lot of people have spoken about LEED certification, but our brands, Kleenex and Scott, contribute towards credits of purchasing under LEED certified or LEED volume requirements, which are there for LEED certified buildings. So if somebody is using Kleenex or Scott, nobody is even going to ask you any further certifications, because LEED as a body knows that if you're using Kleenex and Scott, then they are certified products and they are having FSC certified, and you will get the due credits for the LEED certification. And obviously the mandate for paper and wood is that it should be a FSC or a US GBC approved product. And we are FSC, so that's the reason why it is easier for us for LEED. Okay, a few of our other sustainability credentials. I think I forgot to mention two of the most important things, which is EPA, which is basically the Environmental Protection Agency. So all our Airflex range of products are certified by, or they comply by. There's nothing like a certification, but we comply by EPA because it's a self-governing body. It does not issue any certificates. So we are EPA compliant. We were in the Barron's 100 most sustainable US companies. We are a partner of WWF. WWF, if you know, is the World Forest Organization, and it is a very, very big recognized organization that works not only for forests but also for the animal and animal welfare. We were also, awarded as 2023 as Ethisphere's most ethical companies. I think the rankings for 2024 also recently came, and we have been awarded again in the same time. So I think it is not the 8th time now, but the 9th time. LGBTQ best places to work for the LGBTQ community. I think that's something also, this is a social responsibility. Also, I think when we talk about all this, it is very, very also important to also talk about the EPR compliance that we have. EPR is a compliance which is laid down by the government of India. It is something which each and every organization has to do. And so Kimberly-Clark is also compliant by the EPR regulations laid by government of India. And whoever is buying products of Kimberly-Clark can rest assured that they are EPR compliant. So these are some of the credentials that we have. A little snapshot on our sustainability goals and where we are trending. We are trending, quite well with the sustainability goals that we had taken for 2030. I think we had taken a goal of 1 billion for social. I think we are already impacting about 191 million. For climate, we had taken a goal of 50% reduction in carbon footprint. We are already in scope 1, scope 2, we are already trending at 41%. These figures are 2023. Our sustainability report just came out 2 days back. Sorry, my deck is not updated, but yeah. So what the figures now are better than what they were in 2023. It's 39% for forest and nature against the 50% goal by 2030. Plastics is 16%. I think this is something that we really need to work on, and this is something consciously that we have picked up as a company, and that's why you see the recycled plastic content happening in our poly also. So this is something that we are going to seriously work on. 52% reduction. Yeah, I think way above our goal for which was set for 2030 for water footprint. I'll just quickly take a pause and showcase some case studies that we have with a few organizations or customers we have worked with in the past, and what is the kind of benefits that they have got taking our products. So Stantec, they are customers who have so they bought hand towels from us. The challenge was they were buying M-folds, and there was obviously an issue of cost, and they were looking for a sustainable solution. What we really offered to them was our HRT solution, not the M-fold. The outcome was 17% reduction in costs and almost 40% increase in the satisfaction of the employees using hand towels. Again, one more case study. This time the customer is PayPal. He also has a similar kind of issue where the customer is using M-folds and they're looking for a cost control and also for sustainable solution. We obviously gave them our Airflex range of products, and they also saw a 17% reduction in cost with a 45% increase in the customer satisfaction score. This is another customer called Fidelity, and they were the customers who were using bulk soaps, like a 5-liter open source or open system that is generally there. There were a lot of frequent spilling, and there was a frequent cleaning that had to be done. And they were looking for a best-in-class solution. So we offered our dispenser, which is electronic dispenser. And what they could actually see was a 29% reduction in costing and a 33% increase in the customer satisfaction scores. So I just want to end my presentation with a small little video. I just hope that there is sound. But even if there is not, it is just a small walk around our facility just to give you a taste of how our facility is.
Yeah. लॉग आउट कर लो, लॉग आउट कर लो.
With that, thank you very much for this small.
Thank you, Frankie. This was absolutely phenomenal. So people, just to give you a little idea on the pitch here today was totally what is it that we can do more economically, more sustainably, more relevant to your operations. Our endeavor today was to basically help you achieve your goals on making your facilities more sustainable. And my today is one of the things that I'm going to be basically re-emphasizing is that most of these products that we talked about today will help you reduce cost, which is something that when we walk into meetings, I guess the first thing that an operation manager wants to know is where do you stand on price? Where do you stand on my costing? Are you fitting my budgets? Are you going to be available or adding cost to my overheads? And that's one thing that we like to kind of reiterate here. It's going to be all these things are solutions that we talked about today are based on energy savings, product savings, cost savings. There's a couple of questions for Asim if he's there. People wanted to know if there's a capex model or an opex model for the plant options. Asim, if you're there, you could answer that question. Also, there's one question for you, Davinder, which says that, as will be last question for today, I guess, is how are your products different from the conventional chemicals that we see in the market for cleaning and for maintenance?
I go first. All right, I think that's a wonderful question.
Yeah.
So, what happens with cleaning chemicals today is the science. The clean chemical industry is using chemistry, and what we use is biology to kind of ensure the same result. So it's 180-degree opposite. So that's the starting point. What it brings to the table is what is interesting. One, the core, as I said, is sustainability. It is very, very important that all the products that we are using, they're all pH neutral. So when they're pH neutral, no pH neutral is basically the neutral. Is 7 actually the scale. So on 7 there's only water. So with water, there's no cleaning that can happen using the conventional method, right? So now all cleaning chemicals are either acidic or alkaline, and hence that is the way that they can only clean. Now these products, what it does is it actually eats up all the good bacteria which are there in the earth. Also, it mixes with water when it goes down and all, and it is a big pollutant. And that's exactly what is happening in the world. We don't blame anyone because the cleaning was needed and this was a good system till the time it started becoming a problem and we need to move on now. What we bring to the table is something which is absolutely environmental friendly and it cleans as well as any other cleaning chemical or even better. It saves a lot of money, as I said earlier also. It's very good to the pocket. It will save you money. At the same time, it is pH neutral, which means it will not impact the people who are using it or Mother Earth. So these are the 4 or 5 basic differences and which we bring to the table. Last but not the least is by using our product also, you can get carbon credit because it reduces total consumption of water and it saves you plastic as well. So that is what we bring to the table. This is where the basic difference lies.
Thank you, Dev. People, one of the things that I'd like to add here is all the products that we talked about, whether it was the films, the plants, the chemicals, or the samples, the prices, the products, if you need anything, any technical support, any demonstrations to be carried out, any trials to be done at your facilities, the options are open. We have support from all the manufacturers to actually be able to test their products on your sites. If there are costings and if there are validation of things like your LEED certifications or your FSC certifications that may help you make your reports more attractive and more relevant to your managements. Yes, all those options are available. I will end today's meeting and thank you. I apologize, we overstretched our time and we hope that you guys had something to learn and look forward to seeing you sometimes very shortly. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Frankie, and thank you, Asim, for joining us. And hope to see you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everyone.